Why does the growth on Main Street remain anemic going into the fourth quarter of 2024? Let's discuss.
Yeah, so a ghost job is any job that is advertised that an employer doesn't actually intend to fill. And so when we measure it, it's any job that has been advertised for more than 30 days. So in terms of then how prevalent it is, so in the US, over half of the jobs that were advertised last year weren't actually filled.
Why are employers doing this?
Yeah, so the main reason that employers say they do it is to try and get a warm pool of CVs and applicants. So recruitment can be a pretty cumbersome process, so that when they do actually need to hire someone, they've got all these candidates that are ready to go. But what was pretty, I'd say, disappointing was there was a study that came out of the US last year. They asked over 1,000 recruiters or hiring managers, why are you actually doing this? And over 40% said that they're doing it to give the impression to the market that they're growing. So really tight market where, tightening the purse strings, they want to give the impression that they're growing within that, whether it's to shareholders or to customers. And over 1/3 said they're doing it to placate overworked staff.
The optimism of small business has declined again, and here's what's happening out there, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening is that small business wants to get a piece of the action. They want to get into the race here as far as jobs are concerned and hiring good talent. Here's what's happening. Sales are down, which is creating pressure. Salaries are up, which is creating pressure. It's creating pressure on profit margins, which is squeezing it, and it's creating a lack of confidence in small businesses, a lack of confidence in businesses on Main Street, which we all know the small business, the lifeblood of America. So we've got to create some things that get this fixed. I want to talk about some things that are going on out there that you may or may not have heard about, but I want to create some light here that can discuss some of the things that I think can put us in a position to move past this. When the inflation rates are higher, it creates shortages in the job market. We kind of need to reverse that. There are ways to do this. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, where's big business on this? Where has big business fell into this dichotomy? What we're seeing right now is the job market, people in the job market, 4 out of 10 jobs that are being placed today are actually hiring. What does that mean? Back in 2022, 8 out of 10 were hiring. In 2023, 6 out of 10 are hiring. Now we're looking at 4 out of 10 of the jobs that are being posted are hiring. We're looking at a thing that you may or may not have heard of called phantom job postings.
Part of the reason that jobs are hard to come by is that a good chunk of postings aren't real. As many as 4 in 10 companies say they have posted a job listing this year that simply doesn't exist, while 3 in 10 say that they are currently advertising for a role that isn't real. Now, that's according to a May survey of over 600 hiring managers from the career site Resume Builder.
Weird. But when I think about this, I'm in the job market all the time. I'm looking for talent all the time. I always ask people in the market, what's going on out there? What are you seeing? What kind of jobs are you applying for? It doesn't matter the position because you don't know where people are at. People want to usually pivot to one or 2 different roles, maybe 3, depending on what their skill set can lend to them, what they want to create for themselves from a abundance of jobs or interviews in the job market, their versatility to interview. But what I realize is a lot of people are saying that it's not going well out there. So here, in one sector of society, small businesses, they're feeling squeezed. They're not able to get top talent because of pressure on sales, pressure on profits, pressure on wages. Another side of the market, big business, is actually creating phantom job postings. Can you imagine? Are we all on the same street? Oh no, we've got Main Street and Wall Street. So watch this. Big business is creating phantom jobs to make fellow job seekers think they're going to get an interview, think they're going down a path for a job, and it never existed. That's awkward. Let's dig into this. A lot of ghost jobs or phantom jobs are being created, which means that the company will create a listing, they'll create an ad, and it looks like, hey, they're hiring for this position. People are filling out this job, and the company never had any intent to hire. Do you know how exhausting that is for the job seeker? Do you also know how frustrating that is for the job seeker and how brutal that is for the job market? 4 of 10 jobs are being filled? When I first read that stat, I was thinking, is it because wages are down? That's part of it. Is it because nobody's hiring? When you look at these phantom and ghost jobs, I want to give Main Street a tip, but let's cover this real quick. Why would a company post a job they have no intent to hire for? For the love of my life, I don't understand that. I would never do that. But I'm going to tell you what the research has told me. Number one, they want to look attractive for market viability in the future.
If they are regularly listing their job openings, that will enhance a company's image, potentially showing them as a growing and thriving organization. And maybe that's a signal to investors or clients or competitors that their company is expanding the brand perception.
Hey, if you see our brand, if you see our name, if we're out there, blah, 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 you will see, hey, Timmy's technology firm is going to, their name will be out there and have visibility. Visibility for what? But that's what they're arguing. Visibility. Number two, they're using the job market to figure out the job. They're talking to candidates to place the salary. They have no idea what they should put the salary at. They have no idea what the KPI should be. They have no idea how to structure this job. So they're using the job market and the job boards to create something that doesn't exist so that they can get candidates that are interested, talk to them, and hone the job ad as they go. Hone the job description as they go. That's insane to me. And number three, they're doing this to keep their options open. It's funny. Every time I go into the job pool, I'm looking to hire. I don't want to go in the job pool and create work for myself and do things if I'm not looking to hire. AI has created a very simple process to get a job description posted. When I think about the work it takes to create a job description, I want to faint. To make sure it all lines up, to make sure that you can attract the right people, to make sure you're putting in the right lines and descriptions for what it is, I actually want to faint. But if I go to AI and I say, give me a job description that is descriptive enough to try to attract top talent for this new CTO position that we opened, what would you list inside that position? We're done. So imagine that. Imagine if I wanted to keep my options open as a big business employer, and I want to keep my options open. It's never been easier. It's never been easier to post an ad, to see if I can find the best fish in the sea, to see if I can find something better than the current option that I have, to see if I can find something for down the road. Hey, we're not hiring for this today, but in 6 months, 12 months, hey, let's get a feel for what's up. Let's dip our toe in the job board and see what's out there. It's never been easier. This is discouraging, though. So Main Street, I got a message for you. Here's what I found out. There are job seekers that are exhausted. They're exhausted from endless searches that don't end with jobs. And there's nothing more discouraging than wanting to do good, wanting to move your career forward, wanting to try to get to the next level in your business life, your business career, and to no avail, you're just wasting your time. You're going on Zoom interviews, you're walking into offices for interviews, you're talking to people, you're talking to recruiters, and nothing exists. Thinking about this makes me crazy. But for the job seeker out there, they're hungry. You know what they'd be very interested in? Something real. They'd be very interested in a real job opportunity. So although pressure feels tight on sales, although pressure feels tight on profit margins, although salaries may feel like they're a little higher due to rising cost of inflation, I believe that people are the key in business. So the talent pool right now for Main Street and SMBs is greater because if I'm out there getting stagnated by big business and I'm looking for an opportunity, you better believe I have no problem going to work for a place on Main Street that is going to put me in a position to show off my skill set and win. If you get that person and you tie that position to revenue, you can take your revenue to the moon. You can find ways to be creative in business and win. You can find ways to overcome a lack of sales. You can find ways to overcome these profit margins being shrunk, but you've got to be creative and you've got to be in the game. Don't be discouraged right now. Don't let your optimism dip amongst anemic job reports on Main Street. Because we, me, you, have the ability to turn this thing around. We got to stay creative in business. You know this. Don't let your creativity get exhausted because everything doesn't seem to be going your way. Stay in the fight. Scripture, Galatians 6:9. God cannot be mocked. Do not grow weary of doing good, because at a proper time, you will reap a harvest if you do not quit. Let's focus on the prize. Let's go after it. Let's turn this thing around, and let's stay in the game. Let's grow our businesses. Appreciate you guys listening. Hope this helps. God bless. Or you're going to let your optimism continue to dip on the reports you see out there. Remember, we create our own reports. We create our own weather. Let's talk about this in the comment section. Hope this brings value to you guys. God bless. Talk to you soon.